Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 122 of Explode Your Expert Business Show, brought to you by gtex.org.uk. I am your host, Simone Vincenzi, the Expert Strategist, and this is the podcast for experts who want to become the ultimate authority in their niche while making an impact in the world. And today is my solo episode, which is a recording from our live show that we run every Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. UK time on my business Facebook page, Simone Vincenzi. You can find the link in the show notes, where I share my point of view with the conversation I have during the interviews with my guest and something interesting that is happening during the week. So this week has been something pretty cool because we run our 3-day event and was again another 6 figures small event with only 20 people in the room. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a reflection of what I've learned and what we have changed, what we have improved this time. So then you can think about few ideas to make your events even better and more profitable. Now in this episode, I'm going to talk about what we changed and what improved to give our clients even a better experience, and how to get also your clients to want your services even before you sell it to them. That's something that we tested this time through a few strategies that you're going to learn by listening to this show. If you want to read the full transcript of the interview and get bonus resources, you can visit our website, which is www.gtex.org.uk/episode-122. And there you can get all the resources that we mentioned in the show as well. Now, before we get started, remember that if you want to make six-figure presentation and become awesome at selling from the stage, without compromising your integrity, I've created the Ultimate Selling from the Stage checklist, which is the most comprehensive checklist to create a pitch that sells, but without using any manipulative technique. Make sure that you get your checklist. The link again is in the show notes. And also to receive support in your coaching and expert business, join our private Facebook group, so you will not be doing things by yourself anymore, and you can connect with all our speakers, all our guests, all our members, and you can create meaningful collaborations. You can find it again on Facebook at Explode Your Expert Biz, or you can find it as well on the show notes with the link. If you haven't subscribed yet to our show, subscribe right now. What the heck are you waiting for? Come on, so you don't miss any other episode. And without further ado, I let my version of Simone is another version of me. It's weird introducing myself, doing an introduction of myself. So, welcome on the stage, Simone Vincenzi. Oh, well, that's me. I enjoyed the episode. Let's talk about our past event. Now, you know that if you want to make a successful event, then there are a few things that you need to have in place. Now, it's the second time in a row that actually we created a six-figure event. So what I want to share with you today in this episode of Explode Your Expert Business Show is some of our reflection on what we learned from creating another six-figure event, and in particular with only 20 people in the room. We're sharing this so then we can dissect the things that we do, and you can take inspiration. So this is probably going to be one of the best episodes and training that you will ever listen around creating events that sell. So make sure that you stay tuned in. Now, really important to know about this episode is that everything I'm going to share with you is things that we did, and I did a lot of new tests this time. In particular, because as you know, probably I'm obsessed with conversion. I'm absolutely obsessed with conversion, and my philosophy is, let's do the most and let's do everything that we can. Let's do everything I have in my power to convert the leads that I have, in particular having higher conversion, so I have to spend less money in marketing and I need to have a smaller audience to make the numbers that I want to make. Because there are a lot of people that actually they run events in a way where in order to make some money, they need to have hundreds of people and sometimes thousands. But it becomes incredibly expensive. So my quest is, how can I make sure that people have an incredible experience, that they get what they want, and in particular they buy after attending the event, and becomes a win-win for everyone. And I don't need to have a huge audience or to break my back to build that in that way. So this is what we are going to talk about in this episode. So stay tuned, because you will absolutely love it. Right? You will absolutely love it. So let's start from the very beginning. What were some of the changes that I've made to make our 3 days event so successful? Well, there are a few things that I tested that I've never done before, and they made a huge impact. Number one is definitely the not only the reminders, but getting them to complete a training program before they attended the event. Because what happens when you're a live event, or there is a live workshop, live training, where you are working when you're working with your audience. Now the problem is that if they're not all on the same, if they're not all at the same page, if they're not all all at the same level, then there are people that will take more, and there are people that will take less to complete the exercises. However, by getting them to complete an online program, to complete something upfront in advance, to get them to level up the level in the room, where they can already start thinking about their business, the results that they want to achieve, the goals, their aspiration, all that made a huge, massive difference. Why? Because first of all, it is again another level, a deeper level of building a relationship. It shows that I actually care about them, right? This is what it shows. I care about you, right? Thank you for joining, Jeff. Great to see you here. It shows I care about you. Why? Because I'm willing to put extra work up front to make sure that you can make the most from this event. And also builds a strong relationship, because now they are seeing, even before they attend the event, how great you are, how the quality of the material that they're going to experience. So it actually gets them really excited about attending the event, because they're thinking, wow, if this online course is so awesome, then the event will become even better, will be even better. So that's something for you to be aware of. Now, the other thing that is really crucial that we did was to get them to complete the event, so to complete the training before the event. And even before that, we got everyone on a Zoom call. So every attendee, every person that was going to attend the event, as you know, we had 20 people, so it wasn't a huge room. We created a Zoom call where I could I could tell them about what they could expect during the 3 days, answering questions that they had from the training that they had before, getting them to meet even before they could actually physically meet in the room, and to introduce each other, getting them to share what they were expecting from the event, so that actually I could be prepared and upfront to give them the value that they wanted, and I could review the session and the material to make sure that I could make them really happy. Because this is the thing. Now, if you want to create an event that sells, is not anymore like, there are some people that say, oh, you need to just teach them this bit, and you need to sell them and these case studies all the time. I run things in a different way, because I believe that the biggest proof I can give someone is for them to have an experience about the quality of my work. If they like the quality of my work, they are going to want more. So my role is to make sure that they get results and they experience a work which is great quality, that every single part of the seminar runs perfectly. And this is where then I can say, hey, you have experienced this. Now if you join, you will have all this that we can give you, and you've already have experienced how great that's going to be. And that's going to be for them to join our lifetime membership, which is £10,000. So in that way, I want to blow them away. I don't want to have any other guest speaker. I don't want to have 1,500 people selling there. I don't want to have all that shebang. I just want them to get the results that they want and realize that if they keep working with us, they're going to get faster results. Because there is no better proof than them experiencing the quality of the work and to get them results in the room. That's why we design the activities in a way where they can get instant feedback. So this is the other thing that you want to get, you want to understand if you are going to adopt this method, which is not like sales heavy, but you're relying on the results that the people are getting in the room there and then. So when you're creating an activity or designing a session or making sure that you create a particular game that they are going to do, then the thing that you want to make sure is that they are designed for them to get instant feedback, which means they need to have an instant result, something that they can measure and they can see this is happening here, right? Hi Farah, great to see you. For example, Farah was at the 3 days with us, so thank you for joining here in the live. And the whole 3 days was designed for people to get something tangible. Every single session, they had to do an activity or a challenge that will get them to or to get consultations or to book clients or to create a product, tested product, get feedback on that, all in real life time. Because then what happens when they talk to each other, they're saying, wow, like, this is awesome. I'm getting so many results. And instead of just sitting here and getting a bunch of information, actually, my business has moved forward. And that's the thing that a lot of other training companies or a lot of other speakers don't do because they are using the old school, the old style. It's just about delivering information and making sure that you appear to be the best person you can be. And that's not what people want anymore. Like, for example, also this episode is coming from the back of the episode 120, where we interviewed the one and only Wolfgang G. Sonnenberg, which is actually here listening to our live show right now. And the way Wolfgang created a movement, which then became a global movement, was not by giving empty information and by saying to people, oh, look how great I am. We had the interview, and you will listen in that interview. He said, I'm out there, I see that there are problems, I'm giving people practical solution. By giving people practical solution, people will actually have a first-hand experience about the quality of the work that Wolfgang had, about the vision that Wolfgang had, about Winspiration Day, which is happening on the 7th of May. I'll put the link to make sure that you can register. There are celebrities like Bob Proctor and Nobel Prizes to be part of it. I'm blessed to be part of it too, and Wolfgang is the main organizer. So the same thing happens when you're running an event. That's the very same thing. When you're running an event, you want people to get results immediately. Why? They will respect you for that. They will see you are different. You care. Now, there is another skill. It's not just about speaking, but it's about facilitation. So it's about you as a speaker learning this extra skill, which is called facilitation. Because now you will need to facilitate an exercise that people need to understand. They need to complete. Instead of just getting them to talk at them and give them the information. So it's a different skill, and then you want to make sure you become really good at facilitating. Because once you become really good at facilitating, people will absolutely love your style of delivery. Because as I said, it's not just about information, but it's about them getting the results they want. So that's another thing we did. So we got them on a Zoom call. We got them to complete an exercise. We gave them instant result. Another thing that is important is the customer service and the experience that people have throughout the event. Now you will find that there are a lot of events where there are hundreds of people in the audience and few members of support, few in their support team. And why is that? Because having support members cost, in particular having them qualified, or they need to pay, or they will need to give them bonuses or benefits from attending, and or it's difficult to get actually people that know what the heck they are doing to support your members. So something that we do and we decided to do is to have a ratio of 5 to 1. So 5 attendees, 1 support team member. So then every single person in the room had a chance to have one-to-one work every single day with people. And why did we do that? Because again, it's all part of the experience that you are giving them. It's a message that we send that says, we care about you. I care about you, I care about your results. And I don't care about how much it's gonna cost me. I don't care about how many people I need to employ here. I don't care. But as long as you have the results, I want this for you. Because you invested your time, you invested your money. Because the other thing is that it's not cheap. They coming from paying a £400 ticket to a £1,000 ticket to the event. So then I want to make sure that the people that are there, they see that we care about them, that we get the results. And great to see you as well, Trevor, and great to see you, Emma. Thank you for joining as well. So that's the other thing to be aware of when you're creating your events that sell. And that's something that we did this time. We decided to double down on the number of people that we had as a support team for our business coaches that were in the room, and as well as Caroline, our event manager, and as well as me, my business partner Ben, our non-executive director Jeff, which is listening right now here on the live, and as well our business coach Siawash, and other lifetime members that then came in to deliver their live testimonials. So this is another thing that we did that definitely helped for this to be one of the most successful small events that we have ever had. Now, another thing that we did is to invite other members to share their experiences about working with us. And that happened on the last day. So on the last day, we had a panel of our members. And in this panel of our members, they were answering all the questions that they had from their audience, for the attendees, about joining our course, about joining our lifetime membership. So here it was interesting because it was a live Q&A session. It was a live Q&A session with a live objection handling session. There were people that asked questions like, well, do you know someone that this didn't work for? Does it work for everyone? What kind of results did you got? Is it worth joining? So all these questions, and I could have answered them, but the answer would have come from me, not from the people that actually are experiencing the work. And also having them to see the community and the people that are going to be working with it by joining the program as being part of the community, and the ability to showcase them as well. Then send the audience a message, send the participants of our Explode Your Expert Biz a message to say, we want to make sure that you get all your question answered. Why? Again, because we care, because we have your back, because we are about the community. It's not about me, it's about the community. And we want to show, that was one of the ways to show it through. Another thing that we did is that also we added another panel that was on the second day of the event where they could have their question answered from our team. So then again, it was them to get to know our team, get them to be part of the family. So everything in that way was designed up front to make sure that all our participants had really understood what we are about and who we are about. And now you can say, well, is this not manipulating the audience? I believe no. And the reason why it is because anyway, you are influencing the audience decisions one way or another. Now you can do this consciously or unconsciously. I want to make sure that I influence the audience consciously, which I know that I think through every single thing I do. Otherwise, they're just going to have missed messages. And then they're going to break trust with me. And therefore, they're not going to buy as much and I cannot help them as much. So those things is really important to understand upfront and really think about what kind of feeling do I want my audience to have? What kind of feeling do I want my audience to experience? What kind of mood or environment I want my audience to be in, my participants to be in? And then ask yourself, is this exercise that I'm doing, or is this part of the workshop moving me towards this goal or moving me on the other direction, where actually I'm not being really clear about that message? So everything we do for GTEx is all about growth and togetherness and results. So we make sure that they get results, we make sure that they do it together, and we make sure that they experience a real growth in the room. So now that I know what people want to experience, then it's easier for me to understand how to create and design the entire workshop. And then the other thing that actually we did, that I found this to be the last step. So this is the last step. Then I got to go because I got another important interview for our podcast that I need to record. But I'm sure, guys, you are loving this one. The other thing that we did that increased our sales, and this is something that you can do if you're a bit cheeky, like me. All right, you have this cheeky attitude and you are a cheeky personality. Something that I do is that, when people sell from seminars, right? They give you the big price, and then there is the discount, and then there is all the bonuses. Make sure that is there because it works. I do it all the time. Hello, Sophia. Thank you very much for joining. I do it all the time. It works. Other speakers do it. It works. Something that I did that I'm implementing more and more is to give a secret bonus. Something that I know people love so much, but when they buy and when they join, I tell them what the bonus is, but they are not allowed to say it to anyone else. They're not allowed. Otherwise, if I learn that they said it to someone else, they will lose it. So they will not even get it. And I know that the thing that I'm giving away is worth even more of the package that they are buying, which is already £10,000. And which is already even more than other things that they are buying. So I know that this is what they want the most, but I'm not telling them. But what I do then, when someone, it needs only one person to join, and then creates a chain reaction. Because I ask that person, hey, how is the secret bonus? And then they say, oh, you know what? It was awesome. It was great. It was absolutely fantastic. Someone came and gave me a hug. So people create that feeling of, oh my God, like, what is that thing? It is so good. Am I missing out? And so people will join. That's what gets people, they would have already made the decision to join, but that's what gets them across the line to join fast. Because that bonus is only limited to a certain amount of people that they can join in the room. So then it's like, oh my God, I want it, let me join. And all of this is done without getting people to run at the back of the room using any manipulative technique or telling lies. We're very honest. We're very honest with people. We're saying, this course can give you these results. These are our best case studies. But also, it might not work for you. Right? Because that's the reality. It works if you put the work in. If you don't put the work in, then it doesn't work. All right? Oh, I got my wife joining me. Hello, baby. How you doing? So that's one thing. Hey, stranger. Yeah, why you call me stranger? I'm not a stranger. I'm your husband. Jesus. Okay, anyway. So that's one of the ways that for you can, again, play with the audience. And then get them to want and buy more of your product, to increase the desire for your product or service. It's all about increasing desire. Is your product or service so good that people want it? Right? Is your product or service so good that people want it? You're sitting. My wife is writing right now that she's sitting on a plane that's traumatizing. She just came back from an holiday. From an holiday in the course that she was involved in. She didn't want to come back. Well, are you not happy you're coming back to me? Well, anyway, so guys, we have people that are listening to our show. Why am I even having this conversation right now? But we are talking about increasing the desire. The better you are to increase the desire to your audience, for your audience to buy your product, then the more they will buy. As simple as that. So now we told about what we did behind the scene, all the different touch points that we have created. Something that I haven't mentioned is that we also remind people with text messages to complete the online course, messenger bots. We create a private event page for them where they can connect, and we create a private messenger group where we can be in touch with them. So there are all these small things that, yes, they are a lot of work up front, because you need to set up all the systems. You need to make sure that you send the reminders. You need to make sure that you have the text messaging systems and the bot system and the Facebook page and the landing page and the online course and everything else. And I get it. It's a lot. But that's what makes possible to create an event with 10, 15, 20 people that can get you to make more than 6 figures. And that we do it over and over and over again. We've been doing it for years and it always works. We found our style. I'm sure you will find your style. Use what I've shared today, implement, play around. If you want me to help you create a multi-day event that sell without having 15 speakers selling from the stage and all that, but where you're just you there delivering value, you and your team, or yourself delivering value. Maybe you can invite a few other speakers, but then you become the star of the show. Then let me know. Get in touch with me. Send me an email at Simone, Simone, at gtex.org.uk. So Simone at gtex.org.uk. And let me know. You want me to help you creating your events that sell? I'm here to help you. Thank you very much for listening and for watching this Facebook Live. For those of you that are live, thank you for listening. If you have been listening to the other different podcasting platforms or YouTube, wherever you're watching this show, thank you. I'll see you next time. And always remember, together we grow exponentially. Ciao.